congrats on the baby, by the way.
Thank you, man. New life, man. New life.
You know what I love about your transparency through your music over the years is you've always been extremely open about
book, yes.
Because with everything there's a sacrifice, and your older kids had to really like wear the brunt of like you building this career we see.
Yes.
You being on the road,
yes, sir,
and
the
all
Rain.
of that.
Yes,
The Rain is one of my favorite records.
Yes, sir. Now they're like 30 years old now, you know.
Right. So for you to have a baby like now, like it's almost like you're in a different space.
Yes, sir.
You know, you're obviously a different person. You know,
yeah, man.
We all should be evolving. You know.
Yeah. Well, in my mid-40s, I got it on my last album. It's a song called "I Met a Morph." And what I realized is that morph that I met in my mid-40s is kind of late.
Right.
Is maturity. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. My maturity started, really making me pay attention. And I wanted to start doing something different. I don't want to continue to share my energies, my bright energy and my carnal energy with multiple women anymore. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I've done it my whole life.
Yeah.
And then do nothing but bring me strife, you know what I'm saying, or bring other people hurt.
Short-term gratification.
Yeah, man.
Usually when you get the short-term gratification, it's at an expense of something else.
Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? And I used to call it therapy. I need to have my therapy, you know what I mean? And that's just an ego thing. And in my mid-40s, I wanted to dial that back, and I met my lady who is my wife now right when it was happening, and she helped me. She helped the transition. You know what I mean? She helped me transition with the drinking. I'm 4 years sober now. She did it with me when my doctor told me if I keep drinking like I do, Mr. Carabulu, your heart's gonna explode and you're gonna die. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, I quit. So she said, I'll quit with you. Because she knows, like, as a team, if one of us
if one of you guys is doing it, it's gonna be it's almost impossible, right?
Yeah. So she helped me with that. She helped me with a lot of things in my life that I didn't know was out of whack. You know what I mean? And we're evolving every day, man. You know what I mean? Every second. And that's what Kanye said. I always find something wrong. That's a part of evolving.
It's part of life.
You know what I'm saying? And I figured. And we've been together, this is going on 11 years now, you know what I'm saying? So we got married in our 10th year, you know what I mean, last July.
Wow, yeah. I've met your wife a couple of times. So,
man, you have, you know what I mean? So we actually lived with each other for a while.
Yeah.
And that's how I feel like people should do it. A lot of people, they say, wise men say only fools jump in, you know what I'm saying? But I can't help fall in love with you. That a lot of people just jump into it and get married immediately before they learn different chemical levels about each other and, things that happen.
Yeah, when you live with someone... you have to kind of like, you almost have to get to the point of like seeing each other at your lowest.
Yes.
So you can have that, like understand that person on another level. So when you do get married, it's like, okay, now that we've seen each other at our absolute lowest, or we know what each other's faults are, we know how to deal with each other, we know how to deal with certain arguments, certain things.
I think people should take time to do that, and that's what we did. We took 10 years. Now, not saying that she wasn't worthy of marriage in the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, you know what I'm saying? Because she was, you know what I mean? But we have to go through ups and downs, and we indeed had ups and downs, you know what I'm saying, financially and everything with the IRS, you know what I'm saying? She had to go through that with me, everything, give away my millions and get the millions back, you know what I'm saying? That was a flex, you know what I mean? But I think people need to go through those type things with each other before they actually get married, because people actually have problems when they jump in. Not everybody, though. I'm not saying, I'm not just generalizing, when I say that I think people should take time, and that's what we did, man. We took time. We took 10 years, and we tied the knot in 10 years. I felt like we had been through everything possible.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I'm glad we did it. We're best friends. And with that being said, I said I want to be connected to that woman. So we had Alina.
I love that.
She's
man.
2 now.
Congrats,
you know what I'm saying?
Brother.
Yeah, man.
That's big, bro. Yeah, it's so crazy too, because like I said, with your transparency, like for people who, because I feel like a lot of generic hip hop fans. I feel like 2012, I feel like all 6s and 7s was a lot of like people's like general introduction to what you had going on for so many years.
Right.
Because that's like when the Wayne cosign happens and you're doing records with T-Pain and
he'll go crazy, all that. You know.
But you know, you have had such a crazy. Like Carabulu is a double platinum by now. It's platinum.
It should be. I know it's platinum.
But like, you know, you also like you're in your heyday. You're known for being like a crazy motherfucker. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you've never, you know, obviously Eba is ties into that. Like you've been very
Evil Brain Angel Heart.
Yeah.
I hung my player jersey up like tapestry like 11 years ago. You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad I did, man. It saved my life because my brother Maxilla was actually writing a movie about me called Georgie. We've been working on this movie about N9ne. It's called Georgie. You know, the Georgie Porgy Pudding Pie story. Kiss the girls and make them cry. That was me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I told him at the end of it, a lady has to kill me. He said, I'm not writing that. I'm not putting that in the universe. I'm like, that's
damn near the only way that could end, right?
That's what I'm saying. You play the game of hearts, you know, usually the punishment is death. You know what I'm saying? Punishable by death. So I said, you have to kill Georgie by a lady. You know what I'm saying? Lady, you have to do it. He just stopped. We don't even write it no more. You know what I'm saying? He stopped. He's like, I'm not writing that, man. You got to come up with an alternate ending. You know what I mean? But I felt like that I had to stop that before that came to pass. You know what I'm saying?
Because it could have been an inevitable thing for sure. Even if it wasn't necessarily like actual death, but a form of like something like damn, like I don't.
Yeah, like herpes or something. You know what I'm saying?
That's a good one.
You know what I'm saying? Because if I happened to get herpes when I was playing in the field, I would not be here now. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Because if I can't have my dick, I can't have no.
So.
Sorry. Sometimes I just talk. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like you've had one of the most. I mean, we talk about longevity, when we talk about eras of your career. What year is this so far in terms of, let's say, album 1 to now? So
what do you mean?
What year? What year in your career are we in? I know. Like, you know, if we go back to the Sway days and
so for me. For Strange Music, it's 25 years.
Okay.
For N9ne, it's 40 years, because 1985, you know what I'm saying, is when I started, you know what I mean? This, that, and the other. Not professionally, but like in hip-hop, period. You know what I mean? So it's 40 years of my life. And year 40, that's crazy. 25 years for Strange Music, that's crazy.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.